Hello everyone, welcome to the brand new session of this revision series of ancient history. As you all know, we are studying about Jainism and Buddhism. To a quick glance, let me revise what we have studied in last two sessions. We have studied about background of Jainism and Buddhism, then about Bhagwan Mahavir as well as Buddha, then doctrines of Jainism and Buddhism. Now we are going to study 3 points, that is spread of Jainism, rise and fall of Buddhism as well as Jainism. By studying this, we can end up this topic of Jainism and Buddhism. So let's get started with the spread of Jainism. Before that, I have to tell you one more thing. Any philosophy or ideology or a religion will have a momentum for its spread, and then it will reaches its peaks, and then it has to downfall. This is a trend for any ideology or philosophy, and this trend may take several years or several centuries also to happen. But however, there will be this trend in any philosophy or ideology generally. I can say these two religions, Jainism and Buddhism, also will fall under this category only. So they have seen the momentum and peak as well as downfall. Now in this session we are going to discuss the reasons and causes of this spread and rise and fall of these two religions. So there are many circumstances in the society that will affect this trend of any religion. That is what we are studying in this lecture. I think I am clear about the introduction. We are going to study about first the spread of Jainism. So the reasons for the spread of Jainism may be numerous, but which are mentioned here are the important reasons for the spread. So it is an organized form of religion which allowed men and women. That is what is mentioned here. It organized Sangha and allowed men and women. It did not have any partiality or gender inequality. It has allowed men as well as women. When compared to Buddhism, initially Buddhism has allowed only men. However, it has allowed women in the later point of time, but initially it has allowed only men, which is not in the case of Jainism. The other important point is Jainism was followed by a number of kings which are very powerful and which can impact a large number of society. I mean larger area of society. So as we have studied about Magadha kingdom and Bimbasara, who is the relative of Vardhaman Mahavira directly, he followed Jainism, and due to his impact, Magadha became an epicenter for Jainism. Then in Orissa also, Kharaivala king followed Jainism, and then in Karnataka, Chandragupta Maurya was the follower of Jainism. It is said that Jainism was spread into South Tamil Nadu also. I mean South India, Tamil Nadu also. Then in Gujarat, Malwa and Rajasthan, Vaishyas used to follow Jainism because the concepts and principles of Jainism used to match the ideology of Vaishyas and their business. So this is the reason for Vaishyas to follow Jainism. And there is another important point here also. This is the time of starting of second urbanization. So there was a lot of business happening, a lot of trade and commerce happening. So Vaishyas played an important role in the society, as trade and commerce played an important role in the society. So Vaishyas became an important class, and these Vaishyas were followers of Jainism, which became an important reason for the spread of Jainism. I think I'm clear. So these evidences for the facts, I mean the statements that I have given as the reasons are the evidences that you have to stop the video and read, because it is not very easy to study. I mean to just read out all these points for you in this just 15 minutes of span. So I think you will understand, and just stop the video and just read the evidences for the reasons that I have given here. This spread of Jainism has gone to a such peak that it has also divided into two different sects, that is called Digambaras and Svetambaras. Even about these two sects, I cannot explain you more than what Vaishya IAS sir in Vaishya IAS snippet cards have explained you. So that is the reason we recommend you to join the Vice Test series. There are any number of facts and descriptions about minute details of every topic. So by telling about this Digambaras and Svetambaras, the sects of Jainism, I am moving to the another topic, that is spread of Buddhism. Same as the Jainism, Buddhism has also organized Sangha. It was open for everyone, even for Shudras and women also, except Datas and slaves. These two are not allowed in the Buddhist Sanghas, that is organizations of Buddha or spiritual organizations of Buddha. Then it has made appeal to non-Vedic areas. Non-Vedic areas are referred to the areas which do not follow this Hindu rituals or Hindu dharmic practices. So Buddhism has spread into non-Vedic areas so much. Even in Magadha, Buddhism was prevailed with, along with Jainism. And many kings like Bimbisara, Ajatashatru, Koshala, Kusambi, Kanishka, all this were the followers of Buddhism, which led to the flourishment of Buddhism. Another important factor is use of Pali language. Pali language was not like Sanskrit. It was not difficult. It was a language that is used by day to day in day-to-day life of the normal people. So use of this language attracted those low class people who did not have the knowledge of Sanskrit as well as other Vedic scriptures. So it has attracted those people as well. These are the main reasons for the spread of Buddhism. As I said for the previous point, I suggest you to please stop the video and learn the evidences for the reasons that I have mentioned here. Then about sects of Buddhism. Buddhism was also divided into n number of sects. However, the major sects are said as Mahayana Buddhism and Hinayana Buddhism. Mahayana Buddhism again was divided into Vajrayana Buddhism and Zen. Then Hinayana Buddhism was parted into Theravada Buddhism, which was also an important part of Buddhism, which prevailed for long. So the reasons for the decline of Buddhism and Jainism. Okay, as we have studied about Buddhism sects and this spread, let's study about causes of decline of Buddhism, and then let's go to Jainism. So see here, the main or the important reasons for the decline of Buddhism are said like this. Buddhism came in par with Brahmanism. This is the major point. How it came in par with Brahmanism? I'll say you. See, it has followed social order. In Brahmanism or in Vedic Dharma, there are 4 different varnas. That varna is nothing but social order. In the same way, even in Buddhism, there is a social class. That is, it is differentiated by the attributes and actions of the people. Like there are bhikshus and monks. Like this, there are different people in Buddhism also. With their level of spiritual knowledge, they are divided. So it came in par with Brahmanism or Vedic Dharma. Then the similarity of these two religions is life in middle path. Even Brahmanism gave life in middle path. That is, it said to follow brahmacharya for certain age and then get married, which is called grihastha, and then you get into vanaprastha, and moksha you get attained after the vanaprastha. That when you live all your life after marriage, that is after your old age, you will be in spiritual world and then you will attain the spiritual knowledge. This is the lifestyle that is mentioned in Vedic practices or Vedic Dharma. This is also happened in Buddhism also. It also gave middle path. Buddha says the followers to avoid 2 extremes. That is too much worldly thing or too much spiritual thing. So it came in par with Brahmanism. Then the other point is no making money. When you observe clearly, Brahmins and Vedic Dharma will not make money. They will just study the scriptures of Veda and then they get the money from kings or any other classes of the society. In the same way, monks of the Buddhists also do not get money by doing worldly activities. They just go home to home and then they get food for their livelihood. So in this point also it came in par with Brahmanical society. Excuse me. Fine. The other point is not holding properties. See, it is also same with Brahminical society. Even Brahmins will not have so much of properties in ancient India. Here, Buddhist monks will also have no properties on their names. Importance of rituals. You will wonder what is this similarity between Brahminical society and Buddhism. See here, in Brahminical society, rituals and sacrifices and mantras are very important. In the same way, the sect of Buddhism, that is Theravada Buddhism, here the mantras become important. We will study about, if we have time, we'll study about all this sects of Buddhism also. One second, let me show you. In this Theravada Buddhism, here there are different sects of Buddhism and their descriptions. In this Theravada Buddhism, it is a practice that is related with rituals only. Here also there are mantras. So it is, see, complex set of rituals, Vajrayana and Theravada. Thus we can say that Buddhism has come in par with Brahminical society. And there are another reasons also. That is, in addition to this, Brahminical religion reformed itself to counter the spread of Buddhism. Reason 3. Completely not involved in trade and commerce, was like a revolt against new societal norms, that is, it was against Vaishyas. Then, anti-Buddhist stance by kings like Pushyamitra, Mihirkula and Shashanka destroyed Bodhidharma. Then, Buddhist monks failed philosophical and theological ideas of South Indian Aryas and Nayanars. Reason 6. Women and money became the lust to Buddhist monks. Reason 4. Role of Hun's invasion between 5th and 6th century and Turkish Khilji invasion in 12th century AD. See, after the Mughals entered, that is Turkish Khilji, then all these religions and philosophies are totally vanished with their roots. So that is what said here. Then in reason 8, adoption of Sanskrit in 1st century AD. Then we are studying about causes of decline of Jainism. There are two important points in this, that is, it has followed extreme things, that is extreme non-violence, prohibition of agriculture also, as it was killing insects in the process. So this was an extreme point that was the cause for the decline of Jainism. Then it also prohibited war, which was the basic societal norm of such religion, such societies in those days. It was very common that wars were happening. So Jainism was against war, so it was against the Kshatriyas, and then it became a reason for the decline of this philosophy. Then emergence of new agricultural economy and expansion of the empire were key aspects of the then society. Jainism failed to attract the masses as it was opposing both of them. So here ends the discussion about Jainism and Buddhism. Hope you liked it. Please share and subscribe to Vaish IAS as well as Vaish courses. Please check out all the playlists of this series of this channel. For the test series, please mail or message to this number, that is 7200681675. With the personal experience, I am telling you, this is the best test revision test series, and these are the best revision series that you can ever have. By this, I am ending this session. Thank you so much for listening.